The sun is shining, the engines will soon be revving as we bring you the 2021 Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Racing Championship. The first two rounds are taking place right here at Silverstone, and 15 drivers will be contesting one of the most hotly competitive seasons in touring car history. Okay, that might be a little bit grandiose, but across 6 of the UK's best racing circuits and 14 rounds, we are going to be bringing you some of the best touring car action that this little island has ever seen. But before we head down to that famous paddock, let's have a little reminder of what happened in 2020. Like many other championships around the world, the Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK had to adapt in the face of the ever-changing situation brought about by the coronavirus pandemic. Thankfully, the championship did manage to find a way to get back to racing circuits, and this was done by running a shortened season. But even though there were fewer rounds, this didn't mean there was less action. Over the 7 rounds, we saw the pack jostle, posture and race just as hard as we had seen in any touring car season before, as the drivers vied to take home the Touring Car Trophy and TCR crown. Eventually we saw Henry Neal, son of British touring car legend Matt Neal, take home the Touring Car Trophy, and Lewis Kent take home the TCR title, racing in a Hyundai i30 TCR spec car. When the championship came to Silverstone in 2020, it was these two drivers that left with 1 win apiece. But the big question is, who will emerge victorious this season at the home of British motorsport? With Henry Neal pulling out of this season's championship, does that mean that Lewis will stand atop of the podium? Maybe it will be one of the new boys that will grab victory, but the question is this: who on the grid will take home the coveted title of being called a race winner at Silverstone? So the 15 drivers are getting ready to head out to start this Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship. There are names and teams in this garage that you will know and recognise. We've got Team Hard, we've got PMR, we've got the reigning TCR UK champion Lewis Kent with his brother joining him this year, Bradley. And then as we spin that way, we have Max Hart coming back to challenge for the title. And way over there, we have got some other members of this incredible grid. Across the season, we will introduce you to the names and the faces that are taking part in this championship. But until that point, I'm going to stop gabbing and I'm going to head over to the commentary box and let Paul O'Neill take over and show you the very first round of this year's Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship.
Revs then starting to rise, getting ready to go racing for another season here in 2021. The lights out, away they go, and Max Hart is away well from pole position. Lewis Kent has a decent start too, whilst the Audi of Hugo Cook bogs down there from the 3rd row of the grid. Down towards Abbey Corner they go for the first time, then Hart leads the way, Lewis Kent into 2nd place, Bradley Kent down into 3rd, so the brothers already have swapped positions, and Darren Lewis hot on their heels as they head into the first braking zone up at Village, and Bradley Kent gets elbowed onto the grass. He's disappeared from our shot. Where does he rejoin is the next question. Hopefully finds a safe gap back in the traffic, but that is not an ideal start to the race for Bradley Kent, who I still can't see in there. There's more contact dropping down the hill as well. They're getting their elbows out already, Paul.
Yeah, they really are, weren't they? And I've seen a lot of sliding cars around. I think that's Ollie Turner, who was on the front row, wasn't he, of the VW Cup grid. A bit of a nightmare, but look at this, the towing is already happening down the back straight. There's Leons, there's NGTC A-classes, there's cars everywhere as they come down to Stowe.
Challenge for 3rd though, and Darren Lewis losing out there to Dan Kirby, who is on his toes here, isn't he?
Yeah, Dan started 7th on the grid and said there was more speed in the car, and that's a fantastic result for the number 4 car, straight into 3rd. So let's see if he can hang on and maybe try and push further up the order as well. But he's going to have that A-class of Darren Lewis. That's going to be a real struggle for him down this back straight. But look at Hart, he is gone.
Yeah, Max Hart absolutely nailed that restart, didn't he? Lewis there under pressure from Will Butler, that will be now. And then side by side behind, Toby Byrne up the inside of Hugo Cook. Cook was actually behind him at the restart, so the Audi has gone through in the first part of the lap, and now Toby Byrne is trying to retaliate as they head into Stowe Corner.
It is a very interesting start to this, and hopefully we see some battle royale at the front. It's quite bunched, but it does look like Max Hart is starting to pull away a touch now with purple sectors. That is 4 tenths quicker.
Wow.
Number 38, Lewis Kent, was 4 tenths quicker. Purple, he was 3 tenths quicker in the first sector and 2 tenths quicker in the second sector. He is catching our leader. Battle on.
So do you think this is Lewis maybe taking it easy in the early stages, bringing those tyres in more gently whilst Max just went hell for leather from the start?
It's probably just 2 different setups of the car. If you watch the P2 car of Lewis Kent, it just looks so rear-endy. He's probably been flat out to try and catch up, but the rear has limited his progress. Look, what was that?
Oh, now, did that come off Max Hart's car?
That's his window. Max, or did he open the witch? He looked like I seen his arm throw something out of the car from P1. That was weird.
Yeah, I can't tell you what that was. You're right, his window is either gone or open now, the driver's side window. Some drivers do wind the window down if it gets a bit hot, but that looks almost like it has disappeared entirely. Well, whatever it was, I'm sure it proved to be a bit of a distraction, not only for him, but for Lewis Kent behind. Not that it slowed Lewis down, he was another 4 tenths faster. But yeah, that was a bit of a heart-stopping moment for the race leader, who now has his hands full. We are just over 10 minutes into the race, and as you said, Paul, battle well and truly joined. These two, though, in a league of their own. They're nearly 6 seconds clear of Dan Kirby in third place, with Darren Lewis fourth. It's still then Will Butler fifth, although Butler has a look at the inside into Village. The Mercedes just stays in front. Hugo Cook next ahead of Constable and Byrne, with Jack Depper continuing to lead in the VWs.
Look at this battle now. Constable, isn't it? Having a look, isn't he? He's going round the outside. I wouldn't try that, mate. That is, if he pulls that off, I'll be well impressed. And I think he's done him. He has. What a move round the outside. That was perfect. Absolutely brilliant. Byrne had no response to that in the A-class.
All of a sudden, it's becoming a bit of a Hyundai championship, isn't it? They locked out the top 3 positions on the grid. We had another couple entered as well. We, of course, lost Will Powell early on, sadly. He's had mechanical issues that have kept him from being at the front of the field. But the Hyundai is becoming a very popular car. And now that we've got more of them out there being run by different teams, it's interesting to see which teams have got to grips with them a little bit more quickly. Final lap then begins for Max Hart and Lewis Kent, with a 2.3 second gap between the two of them. The real battling going on further back, but I think with the possible exception of Toby Byrne and Jack Constable, who was another overtake probably. It's been at least 2 laps since they changed positions. Everyone else seems fairly settled.
Yeah, it does. It looks like job done, doesn't it? Definitely.
Down into club for the final time. Doesn't take too much curb through the left or through the right, and it is going to be back-to-back victories for Max Hart. He won the last race of 2020 and he wins the season opener in 2021. The young Irish driver is our first winner of the season in dominant fashion here at the Silverstone International Circuit. Lewis Kent comes home in second place. The eventual winning margin was 2 seconds there for the Irishman, and then we wait. And we continue waiting a bit longer for the third place car to come through. Darren Lewis is going to come out of the final corner now, and he is going to claim third position there.
The first race of the season is over, and here are the results, powered by Results Hub. Max Hart bringing it in for a win, led from pole. What an exemplary race from that young man. But Lewis pushed him really, really hard. A couple more laps and maybe he would have been the man in pole position, with Darren Lewis coming up in third in the Mercedes A-Class. Let's head over to Parc Fermé, where we can see the drivers coming in for a landing. The first result of this year's Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship. We have Max Hart picking up the victory, Lewis Kent picking up, some would say, an unlucky second there. Raced the absolute socks off of that Hyundai. And then in third place, you've got Darren Lewis in the Team Hard Mercedes A-Class NGTC car. And all 3 ran one heck of a race. We'll of course chat with some of the racers once they've had a chance to get their lives back together and calm down a wee bit after what was an exceptional first round of this year's Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship. But if you have a look at that Mercedes A-Class and wondered, I wish I could have a little bit of a closer look, well, here's when we went over and had a closer look at the Mercedes A-Class at Team Hard's HQ.
This is the Mercedes A-Class that Sicily Motorsport ran from 2014 to last season in 2020, and it was a very, very successful touring car. It won 8 times, was on the podium 30 times, and is actually one of the few cars that made it all the way around a season without breaking down. So, what is different about this car now that it is racing in the TCT TCR? Well, it's still running a Swindon power block, anywhere between 300 and 400 horsepower. They don't tell us, and we don't ask. Aerodynamically, obviously, it carries a lot over from that championship. The ride height will be ever so slightly different out on track, as you will have seen. Lightweight alloy wheels to make sure they go round very, very quickly. But everything else is still relatively standard as far as the BTCC car will go. In fact, it could theoretically be entered into the BTCC up until 2023. Inside, yep, you guessed it, it's pretty much the same as when it left that championship. Still safe, cage in there, driver sits behind the steering wheel to make it go quickly. In this case, this is Darren Lewis's car, who is going round and round Silverstone today. And there we have it. What an NGTC ex-British touring car looks like when it's competing in the TCT TCR. Now let's go back to the action.
That's it, Lewis. You're back in the hot seat, back in the game. Tell us how it went. Talk us through it.
Yeah, we had a good start. Max broke away a little bit at the start. We had a bit cold tyres. Safety car on the first lap brought us back to him. You know, we sat about 2 or 3 car lengths behind him the whole time and just catching. Got to his back bumper, and then we just caught up in a bit of VW traffic, which wasn't ideal. Yeah, by the time I got past, it was 4 or 5 car lengths, and then my tyres started going off, so I had no chance from then on. But yeah, no, I can't thank the boys enough. You know, it's been a long winter waiting to come back, but they've done a mega job. Done a great job with the car, done a great job with the livery, everything. So really happy for them lot, and really happy to be back on the podium.
Yeah, I mean, considering, you know, a decent break, it's your first time back out. You'd take second, right? I mean, that's not too bad.
Yeah, no, I'd rather be top step, but it's what it is. Yeah, we've just got to try and push a bit harder. If we can get the pressures sorted out and get the tyres sorted out to last a bit longer, I reckon we'll be on the attack for first next time.
And that's the thing. So, you know, it's quite a short turnaround, really, couple of hours just to tinker with the motor, and then yeah, back out. And are you feeling fairly confident that you're gonna get one step better and stand atop when it comes to later on today?
Sort of. I'm confident that I've got the pace for it, and I'm confident the car can do it. It's just getting past. It's just getting that good start and getting past him. You know, Max is quick, so he's not going to put up an easy fight. And yeah, we've just got to try our hardest to get past and get gone.
And it's only race 1.
Yeah,
exactly. Got a long season ahead of you. Yeah. Lewis, thanks a lot, mate. Catch you in a bit.
Thank you very much.
This season, we have partnered with Results Hub. All motorsport results, all in one place. Head over to resultshub.com and sign up completely for free, where you can stay up to date with all your favourite racing championships from all over the globe. Update your profile with the racing championships that really get your engine revving to ensure that you don't miss a single result. From free practice to the races themselves, keep up with every single result, including this year's Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship. Is it fast? Find out at Results Hub. And we're getting ready for the second race of the 2021 Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship. The front 6 of the grid have been reversed from race 1, and the drivers are about to take off. And just before they head off, we will return to the commentary of Paul O'Neill and Andy up there in the gantry as we kick off the second race of this year's Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship.
We're about to go racing in round number 2 of the championship. Lights go out, a demon start from the pole sitter. Not so strong off the line is Hugo Cook in the Audi, and he is under pressure already. Dan Kirby, I think, has broken through into second place. Darren Lewis is third, but joint third with Lewis Kent, who goes up the inside into Abbey Corner. Lewis Kent was absolutely on it and already has a car between himself and his race 1 rival Max Hart, and he now goes up the inside of Darren Lewis. for second place as they go into Village Corner for the first time. 2 and 3 wide further back. Hold your breath. I think they've all made it through. What a start from Lewis Kent though. 5th on the grid, he goes onto the Hanger Straight second, but Max Hart only 2 places behind.
Wow, that was a great start, wasn't it? And fair play, he was taking no prisoners, was he? And he really got on with it. But look at this, he's having to defend, and Darren there in the A-Class Mercedes is trying to block, isn't he, from Max Hart? But Max is down the inside at Stowe, so it's all go, and it's great to see a clean first few corners.
Back out of Club Corner come the top 2 then. Dan Kirby leading the way, but only just.
Pretty strong that car actually, coming out the last sector as he comes over the line. Dan Kirby, I'm surprised, and it's no disrespect to him, but he has done ever so well on these first few laps, because it's no mean feat keeping him behind, and I'm thinking this may be a challenge for the lead if we see it when it comes back onto him. Is he going to be in front? We'll see, because he was very close, and there you do, it's gone, done.
Yeah, nicely done into Village, one of the best overtaking opportunities on the circuit. But look, that did lose them time, didn't it? Max Hart is with them already and using all of the Silverstone real estate that he can find there as they go onto the Hanger Straight. Track limits? What track limits? They're all running as wide as they possibly can. And I tell you what, Dan Kirby is coming back here at Lewis Kent. Lewis has been saying that Hyundai has been down on power this weekend, and Dan Kirby showing that with a nice slipstream. He forces Kent to defend into Stowe Corner. Kirby is quicker off the turn as a result, and there's another big braking point coming up down at the bottom of the hill into Club Corner, and Max Hart is with them as well. Kent to the inside goes Kirby as he tries to attack and defend at the same time. This is proper racing.
Proper stuff that was, wasn't it? And Dan did have a proper look at him there, but like you said, you've got to have Max Hart now getting rid of Dan Kirby, because if he doesn't, that is going to be Lewis Kent trying to drive up the road, and at the apex there, they're both taking a bit of grass. He's definitely got the run now, but is Kirby going to stay to the right hand side? Look at that, it's going to be wide. Is he going to end up on the grass? No, he's down the inside. Done. Job done. Fantastic move that, and I tell you what, Dan Kirby put up a great fight, but sometimes it's just better to let it go.
Yeah, Max has been saying that he's been quick through those first few corners all day, and proved it again there.
Here we go then, so that you were talking about the aerodynamics. If he gets this round the outside of the corner, is Depper strong enough? No, but is he going to try and get the cut back? He's going to try and get back on the inside of him. Look at that. That's a cool move, but now he's round the outside going into Vale. Can he make it stick? My word. They're firing into each other. Can he make it stick? Oh, he's not. He's given up on that, has he? No, he's down the inside. Hip and shoulder. Yes, thanks very much. Bit of track limits. Unlucky. He's kept it in. That should be job done. That's great. This is what we wanted to see.
I wouldn't speak too soon. I tell you what, Ollie Turner's not giving this up without a fight, and he now makes an aggressive move to the right-hand side there, just to let Jack Deppery know that he didn't particularly appreciate that. They are still side by side through Abbey Corner, and they do now make contact, and Ollie Turner is sideways. Can he save the slide? Where have they gone? Where have they gone? They're still there, and it's still Ollie Turner in front. That is not a place you want to be making contact, but that was about as close to disaster as you can get. Bradley Kent is absolutely flying through the field. On the previous lap, he was the quickest man on the track. He was about 3/4 of a second quicker than Dan Kirby, and he's challenging for third place. In fact, he's gone through, just caught him in the background, Bradley Kent into third position. I don't think he's got time to catch the top 2. And look at what's happening at the front. Now they're in clean air and traffic isn't dictating their pace. Max Hart is a little bit quicker. Now cast your mind back a couple of hours to race 1. Max Hart was quicker in the final third of the race, wasn't he? Maybe managed his tyres better, the car setup maybe was designed to come on strong towards the end. Whatever it is, he was 2/10 quicker than Kent on the previous lap. What do you think? Can he catch him?
I think he could, yeah, and I think that it'll be a real close one. The car looks a bit... Is he trying to get out of the heat of the car in front? I'm just trying to think. It does look like he took a weird line there, to be fair, but so Jack, yeah, it's got left rear punch of that. It's off the rim, isn't it? So I would think that was contact with somebody else. But yeah, look at this. Oh yes, here we go. Lewis is right into the back of Kirby, and I think those are pretty strong cars then, Mercedes, on the actual brakes. So he could shock him into it here, but it'll be a big move. And I tell you, to be fair though, Dan Kirby's been very, very good today at how he's driven the car. But you won't want to give that third place up.
I think in another 3 or 4 races time, it's going to be even more competitive, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so, no doubt at all. Especially with the guys just getting a lot of information over with the belt this weekend. So another flash of the lights just to get these VW Cup cars out of the way. But yeah, I think it is game over now, isn't it? I think this is definitely Lewis Kent's race. There's no way, unless he comes proper with a back marker. But I'll tell you what he has done. He clobbered that curb before. It's the last thing you want to be doing this late on in the race. To be fair, Hart still pushing.
Lewis Kent and Max Hart are approaching the checkered flag, I believe. They come out of the last corner, and Lewis Kent wins round number 2 of the Maximum Networks Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK, with Max Hart 1.5 seconds back in second place. Lewis Kent also gets the bonus point for the fastest lap, so he and Max will be joint championship leaders exiting the first round of the season. Couldn't get much closer than that. Then we wait for Dan Kirby, who I think should just about hang on to third. Yes, he does. Dan Kirby gets on the podium on his return to the championship with Bradley Kent. A really good effort, that, from the very back of the grid.
Round 2 of the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Championship. It was a barnstormer as Dan Kirby took an early lead off the line but could only finish third. Max Hart, another very strong race, finishing in second place. But was there ever any doubt? Lewis Kent, well, he finishes on the podium after making his way through the pack and leading for most of the race. Well, it is going to be a very tight season in 2021.
What an exceptional round of touring car racing that was. Tune in next time as we head for round 3 and 4 at Castle Combe on the 31st of May. Will Lewis continue his incredible form? Will Max push him all the way? And who is going to challenge these two Hyundais at the front of the grid? Thank you very much for watching the Goodyear Touring Car Trophy and TCR UK Racing Championship right here on Is It Fast? And we will catch you next time at Castle Combe for some incredibly tight touring car racing.